Hey, I'm back with another Neuse Juice hero profile, and this one's of a person who does not want to be on video. So we're going to do hers as an audio recording and post it to our Facebook page. This is Brenda Springfield. Brenda is going to tell you what she does here in the sports shop, so I'm going to let her introduce herself first. Go ahead, Brenda.
I'm Brenda Springfield. I work in Accounts Payables. I pay all the bills.
She does. Now, that is in our DNA. And let's talk about that for a second, Brenda. Do we pay our bills on time?
Oh, yes.
So let me tell everybody about how important that is. So on the 8th, the hurricane hit. That was a Saturday. On the 9th, we started taking everything out of the store, including the computer servers, so they wouldn't get wet, which happened to be downstairs in a vaulted area. Now, the 10th is when you pay the big 10th of the month payments. How many vendors did you have to pay on the 10th? Did you have a guess?
170.
Exactly, 170. Okay. So Monday, you came to me and said, I can't print the accounts payable. So we said, we'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it. We got everything out of here. And the next day, you called me and said, what?
What do I do about the bills? How do I pay them?
Well, you came up with an idea. If you could do what?
Well, Marilyn and I had actually discussed it and thought that we could handwrite the bills, handwrite all the checks out.
What did you need?
We had to have, I have to have all the invoices of all the vendors and all their addresses, the amounts that I have to write it for, and
what else? Though something else really important.
the stamp.
And the checks.
Oh, Lord, yes.
Yeah, you had to have
all
that
the
check.
checks.
Where were the checks?
The checks are upstairs locked in a vault.
That's
and
right.
The store had closed and nobody was here.
That's right. There was no way to get to them.
It was Wednesday we did
It was
that.
Wednesday, and the emergency evacuation order had come, the mandatory evacuation, and I think they pulled the trigger on that a little early, and so we still thought we had about 12 hours before water would get in the store at that point. You had some of the keys, I had some of the keys, and Angie had some of the access we needed to make the three-part it took to get to those checks. So the three of us met out here. We came up here. It was like a surreal. The store was empty and quiet. We got up here. We got that material. We got out of here. And Bert actually showed up and walked around with us, helped us get all those invoices down. And somebody else did too.
It was PC Bank, I think it was.
Oh, John Layton. John
Yes.
Layton, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, PNC Bank. John
I
Layton
can't
was
remember
here.
names, you know that.
And he was driving by. He stopped and helped us. And then you hand wrote every check to every vendor, and you called them.
They had to call everyone. I hand wrote every check, had to hand write all the addresses, and some of them were wrong because they went to factors instead of the actual people, so we had to call and fix that. But then we had to put them in envelopes, stamp them, seal them, and get them to a post office.
Now, let me stop you right there. You called me that night. Now, this was the 13th, I think, 10th, 11th,
I wrote them on the
12th.
12th.
On the 12th, all right, on the 12th. And we said, can you get to a post office from your house? And you said, yes, I can get them to New Bern, I think it was, or Dover. So Brenda calls me that night. Now, this is part of the DNA of the new sports shop. We pay our vendors on time. They know. That's why Big Rock came to help us and others. They did it because it was the right thing to do. But a lot of our people helped us because they know that's in our DNA. We pay our bills on time. And when we ask for things, we get it because we pay the bills on time. But you called me Wednesday night and said, Russell, what did you say? Do you remember what you said?
I'm sorry I disappointed you.
No, you
or
said
I'm sorry I let you down.
You said you failed
because
me.
I didn't get them written out and gone to the post office by 5 o'clock that same day.
And you could have never failed us on anything, but that's how you felt. That's how much this is in your DNA. So the next morning, you made it to the post office.
I finished. I found 5 more that I had to write it. Go ahead. I was holding them because they weren't. I didn't have all the invoices, so I went ahead and wrote them out anyway and paid them. And the other invoices that I don't have yet, I called them and told them I'm sorry, but I don't have them right yet. But I've sent you a check. So I put everything in my little tote and took my sister with me, and we drove to New Bern and
Put them in the post
put them in
office.
the post office.
Yeah, so it was neat. You talked to those vendors and tell us the quality of people in our industry. Tell us some of the things they told you.
I had like Chestnut Farms. When I called him and
Now,
explained
Chestnut
to him,
Farms is a North Carolina-based farm.
he is. He's right over there in Magnolia,
Okay.
and they deliver corn to us. But I called him up and I apologized to him for the check being late, that I had to handwrite it, and his response was, "Girl, you got more things to worry about than a check to me. So I don't care about your check when you can do what you can, but other than that, y'all take care of yourselves."
Now, this is a farmer that probably had his entire crop decimated, that was anything left in the field, and he's that kind of a person to us. Do you think we'll do business with him in the future?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, did you have anyone who was not like that you were dealing with?
I had one person who didn't quite understand the situation,
Right.
and her response was, "Well, in order for you to get your discount, you will have to pay on time, and I'm sorry, but you won't get your discount."
I think that's
Well,
notable because
But
if
she
you're not
didn't
right,
have a clue. She didn't understand. So I explained to her. I said, "Well, it's like this. We have between 4 and 5 foot of water sitting in our store, and there's no way I could get this out to you on the 10th because we had the hurricane come through, the power was cut, our servers are down. We just have no actual, until you actually see it, you don't quite understand
yeah,
it."
the further away they were, the harder it was to get their minds into what we were dealing with. You know, in the aftermath of the storm and during the week we were waiting to get back in the store, I had one company contact me directly that was ugly.
Ooh.
They were really ugly because they had not yet received the check that you hand wrote and delivered to them. The really hard part was there is a competitor of theirs that we do business with that has the exact substitute item, who when you sent the check, he ripped it up and said, "I'm not charging you while you're in a disaster when my business is absolutely fine." So guess who we're going to do business
cool.
with now?
I didn't know that.
Isn't that cool? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really neat. So now, Brenda, you did all that while we were waiting for the flood to get here. Then the flood came, and the day we came back to work, tell me what you saw.
Devastation. But when you first look in, it's like it's heartbreaking. It brings tears to your eyes because it's just devastation. But everybody in here who came up, everybody had a smile on their face. They were glad to see each other. They were happy. They were joking around, and they said, "What are we going to do? Tell us what to do so we can get it right." And everybody, since we got back in the store, everybody who's worked here has been nothing but happy, glad to get along. There's been no fights, no fusses, no anything. And with a family, you've always got fights and fusses, and we are a family. We have proven that over and over, but we are definitely a family. But every one of us understood this is critical. It's something we have to do, and you pull together as a team and you do it. And I have more love for the people that I work with because they're who they are. They understand. We're a family. We work together. We get this done. We pull together. Now, when everything gets organized and we're running smooth again, then we'll go back to the little fusses here and little fusses there because that's what a family does.
You're right. You're so right. You're amazing. Now, tell me, did you see anything funny while we were dealing with all this?
I saw all kinds of things. I saw, let's see, I guess when you're walking by and they're pressure washing, the next thing you know, you've been sprayed.
Yeah, that happened, didn't it?
Yeah, it happened quite a few times.
Yeah.
I'd walk by and get drenched by the time I got by. I can't pinpoint anything exactly. I just know everybody was just laughing. Everybody's laughing and having fun. They've turned it all into a game and made it. It's just amazing.
Wasn't it that? When things started coming back, like when the power came on, the lights came on, was that where you got hope? What were the things that said, "Hey, we're going to make it. We're going to get this done"?
Well, when the power come on, everybody was like, "Whoa!" It's like an amazing sight.
Hey,
it's
light.
like there's never been power before. And it's the first time they ever saw it.
That's right. That's right.
So, really, what it was is once the floors got cleaned, you could actually see that it was sort of cleaned, and the walls. You look and there's not that water line.
That's right.
That's halfway up the wall, and you look at it and you say, "You know, I really think this is going to work. We're going to get this done."
Did you think we could do it in 7 days? The first day you walked in.
No.
Yeah. When did you get to the point you said, "Hey, these crazy people might actually be able to do it.
It's probably about the third day.
Yeah, that's when
It's right about the third
started
day.
clicking really.
It was like, okay, everything's falling in. This is working.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's, and even the workers. There's certain ways that you're supposed to do stuff. You're supposed to paint and then put the carpet down, and then you're supposed to, you know. They were all working together. If somebody was painting and the carpet needed to go, he said, "Here, let me get out of your way." He'd move over, let the carpet roll in, then he'd go back and finish painting.
You know, I noticed that too. It was like the spirit of our staff was infectious. So everyone was helping each other. The carpenters, carpet layers, painters, you know, the telephone guys, because the computer people, you know,
Oh, yeah.
somebody's cell phone wouldn't work. The IT guy would say, "Hey, let me see it." He fixed it was everybody was pitching in, all pulling in the same direction.
I think that's what it was. Is that they understood that we're in this to get it right. We want it to look good. We want it to open up, and this is our home, and we want it right. And it'd be like you'd see one of the workers. He'd be trying to carry something to be too heavy. Next thing you know, you got one of our employees is here. Let me help you, and they're grabbing it, picking it up, and helping to carry it out.
Yeah.
Or the employee was trying to pull a rack over, and they couldn't get it to move. They put their tools down and say, "Here," and give it a push for them. I mean,
Brenda?
everybody worked together.
Brenda, how many days you came into work Tuesday the 26th? Today it is October what?
I don't know.
29th.
Okay.
All right. You've worked every day. How many hours?
Anywhere between 10 to 14 or 15.
Right. You're not on schedule today, are you?
No.
Why are you here?
I came in because, well, first of all, we set up so that all these people who have worked so hard and the tension is all in them, we set up chair massages. LCC has come out and they've set up 4 chairs so that all the employees can actually have a neck and shoulder and possibly an upper back rub to get the knots and tension out. So I come to make sure that they showed up and they did their thing.
Just something.
I was just following through.
And that's the kind of person you are. Hard-working person. Just as friendly. I am lucky that your office is next to mine over here. And I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you so much. You're a Neuse Juice hero. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Y'all can't see it, but I'm about to give her a hug. Thank you, Brenda.
I don't want you. I'm not listening.